Goddamn program. Oh, man. Jesus, this is terrible. Okay. Alright, guys. Let me see here. Well, tell me if you can hear me. For some reason I can't see chat. Okay. Or anything. Sorry guys, just give me a second here. I really hate this fucking YouTube streaming like dashboard. There is just way too many things to do. Like, oh, there's OBS, there's this, there's that, and then like you end up, I can't even hear the audio out of here. I have to like use my actual like audio interface, like a headphone out. So, and I can't even find the, like when I go here and hit refresh, nope. It's like I'm not live or something. It won't show me. Even though I am live. Well, send me a text if you can hear me. Type in chat. It's like it tells me how long I've been on, but nobody can hear me. Or, I mean, I can't tell if I'm even on or not. Give me just one sec, guys. Sorry. Alright, let me see here. Wow, this is really annoying. Let's go. Let's figure it out. Anybody see me, dude? Somebody please type in chat if you can see me. Let me see here. Okay, cool. Nice. See, yeah, like, look at my screen here. Like, it says I'm on live, right? I don't know. Can you even see this? Let me try OBS. Okay, you kind of can. I'm live right here, right? Where the fuck is the link? You go to the link, it's completely turned off. It says I'm not live. And it says Roland JDXI demo. That's the fucking stream right there. Why is it fucking black? You go over here, it's fucking black. You go over here, it's on. And here's the chat. Look at this. Alright, let's get this started. Fucking amateur hour over here. Anyway, guys, what's going down? I wanted to show you This thing, I just got this. So, my work needs like advertising, and so I just wanted to make them like a quick little like video or a JPEG ad with like audio. But I wanted some new loops, generic loops too. I'm not talking the stuff that I usually create. You know, that's really deep and, you know, it's got a lot of rich sound that I've sculpted for a long, long time, or older sounds that I've recycled. So I bought that Korg sampler, the Electribe 2, and it was fucking garbage. I took it back in like 6 days. Excuse me. It was nothing like the old one. Like, there was just so many functionality problems with that thing. There were so many menus that you had to like go through just to import one sound. Stereo samples took up 2 pads instead of 1, which means you don't get to use all the pads really if you want to use fucking stereo sound. I don't know what year it is, but why is there not enough RAM in these things that would be able to use stereo on 1 pad? I don't know. And so sometimes, you know, you see a pad here or something and you hit shift and it does something else. So like a lot of things will do this. Like a calculator will do that. When you hit shift or function, just like a keyboard, you hit fucking F1 or F2 or whatever so far, and it'll tell you what the other option the button does. Well, Korg decided to not label any of the fucking buttons with the secondary function options. So you had to either buy a overlay or write it in Sharpie or keep the manual on you or print a piece of paper out and have it with you the entire fucking time. There were blank pads and they actually did something else. They didn't just like tap sounds. You can actually hit shift and then use this for like backup or load or whatever. And it's like you couldn't fucking type it on there. The old one had. So I don't, anyway, I kicked the fucking box straight back to Amazon. Like I've never been more and these things were 400 something, you know, bucks, and I just couldn't believe how bad it was. And Korg is in the shit house for me for now, but I did pick this up today because I just, you know, I just need some like all-in-one. You know what I mean? I have software, I have all the stuff, I have unlimited sounds and all that, but I kind of want just to use this just for the jobs that I want to do for my work. And there's certain sounds, certain loops. So I kind of got one go like here. I'll show you. This is the one I'm kind of doing now. So yeah, this thing is like an all-in-one, and it's cheesy. You know what I mean? It's not like my style of music that I usually create, but I just need something to make that commercial techno or dubstep or whatever. It, you know, this is like a Sonic the Hedgehog soundtrack kind of machine. You know, the ones that hit like the 360. You know, like those kind of like. There's something to love about that kind of shit. You know, and if you go to like my actual work site, they make their own little like ads, and it's the same kind of sound. So I thought this was going to be good. I watched this on YouTube, and for like days, I just typed this in and I just tried to like see everything and learn everything I can on it. And so, yeah, man. So I can't read your comments on my phone because this isn't giving me a link to where I can go to my phone. I'm trying to figure out because I want to like talk to you guys. For some reason tonight, I can't figure out where the link is. Have you heard of the producer Gud or Claims Casino. Yeah, didn't Claims Casino die? Or who was the guy that died? Yams or something? Oh, I don't know. Is that from the ASAP Rocky? Or the ASAP? Yeah, I really... Chief Keef Sosa? Is that you? Let me see here, man. Someone tell me how to fucking find my goddamn link on here, please, so I can just have my phone up. Why? Because when I go here, it's supposed to be here. Not showing anything, dude. Someone please give me a hand here, and I can start to do this again. Because I want to read your comments. I just don't... It's not telling me I'm live on my phone. It's not telling me jack shit. So I'm just trying to find this, guys. Go to this. Oh, there we go. There it is. Okay, so... I love that it doesn't tell you that. So try to make instrumentals reminiscence of producers like Karan Vadam, a young Sherman. Huh. Yeah, you know, Brian on here, my good friend was telling me to do some kind of like Suicide Boys. He said you should start a Suicide Boy type rap band and do some weird shit. I mean, I just feel like I'm too like old for that now. But I can do some weird stuff though. This is just straight up cheese though. Little Pete passed away, made a song, Claims Casino. Oh, nice. Okay, so I'm back on my fucking phone. Oh, there it is. Now it, dude, it just decides to okay. And do some weird shit. All right, and my mic is way too hot. I'm sorry. Dude, this thing takes that long to catch up. Okay, so let's get down to some business here. I definitely tried to do something else too today. I brought this to my actual work, so I wanted to just kind of fuck around with it here. Why that's not synced. Like, why is this chain, the side chaining string here, not synced? That's the one thing I don't understand. Like, you have to hit it right on the, and that's so... What's cool is you can kind of like now like choose this over here. This is your, so you have a synth 1, synth 2, a drum pad, and a analog synth. So this is a crossover synth. This is like a half digital, half analog. It's a total crossover. And I don't understand really how it works yet, but I'm kind of trying it out, and I kind of know it's very shallow. The synth isn't very deep, but you can go deeper in the menu. Again, another fucking menu dig, but it's okay though. It's not as bad as that Korg's sampler too. It's really not. So it's worth checking out. There's a lot of shortcuts though that you can learn, and you know, I'm telling you though, YouTube's the way to go. I have the manual behind me, and it really doesn't really tell me anything I really want to hear. I don't know. So let me see here. Now, if you guys are saying, why is it my? Oh, okay. So let me try to choose that synth there, and let's kind of change the synth. So, I mean, look at the workflow on here, okay? Look how easy it was for me to not... I just bought this thing fucking hours ago, okay? I set it down. I know all this stuff. I know how to read all this stuff anyway, okay? But this is what that Korg sampler could not do. I could not easily sit down and do something. That is killing your creativity. There is a time and a place to sit down and learn the technical stuff, right? And then there's a time and place to chill out and learn and create and explore. And when that technical side is crushing your creativity side, you don't make any music. But look how fun this thing is, okay? Okay, it's a toy, okay? It's a total fucking toy. It's not really a hardware synth that I would expect anything like else from, you know, from out of it. You know what I mean? And there is an actual, the microphone that it comes with, and you can kind of vocode. And I don't know how to do that yet, but you can like auto-tune. But you can just kind of keep growing here. I'll choose drums. You kind of go. And then if you like that, you can hit shift, right? You can name the beat, but I hate naming it. You have to use your fucking finger to type every single button. It's like a fucking NES password for like Metroid or something. It takes you so long. I don't want to do that, so I'm just gonna actually just kind of just go down to how do you? Oh, okay. Once you hit enter, you can go down to 57 and hit. I go backwards. It's weird. Like you're supposed to write things going up. I go from the end to down. I kind of did that on my sampler a few times. Okay, focus. Come on, camera. Okay, come on. Focus. Jesus. This thing is the most piece of shit camera. Too is you can even step record, which will fill it. Watch, every time I click a note, it will move across the bars. Watch. See? Now watch. Didn't work. Ah, weird. Huh. Did not work. See, there is a few things I don't quite understand. So, I'm trying to figure this shit out. Let me see here. Choose the synth, okay, and you're supposed to step record. Weird, I can't hear it. It's supposed to lay down your tracks for you. And you can step sequence it besides just playing it like this. Watch. Why can't I? Is it on mute or something? Hold on. Oh, that's why. Huh. Alright, so you want to erase that. You just hit erase. Alright, so watch. Step record. Watch. So you can just really have different ways to come at this thing and try to, you know, do some pretty cool sounds on it and some pretty cool structures. I really want to use this microphone, but I can't figure out. Here we go. Let's try this, okay? Test. Oh, I don't even know how to fucking use this thing. There we go. Test, 1, 2. It's me like using air in the mic. I'm like trying to blow air in the mic. Watch. Test. Turn it really loud. Test. It's so fucking weird. No. Test 1, 2. Test. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Wow, weird, huh? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2. 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 Hello, everybody. Oh my God. Testing 1, 2. Anyway, pretty cool, huh? That's a pretty cool bass. Let's see if we can do there. Let's erase this one. Try something else. Let's just go down one. Okay. All right. Here's a blank one. Okay. So you go to menu. You find how long you want the pattern length to be, and you want that to hit enter, and you want to hit 4. Okay. You have to write. It has to save everything. All right. You exit. Gives you blank tones. Okay. This is just a blank. I'll show you some of the drums. You can't change these drums, though. These are stuck on here, which is the only bad thing. But you know what? I mean, you basically use these kits anyway. There's like 808. There's 707 here. We got the TR-808. You got 909. Drum bass. It's so fucking old school. And you can filter and edit every kick too. This thing is like a big guitar pedal, you know, that happens to have a sequencer and a keyboard attached to it. It's kind of what I like feel about it. It'd be cool to get some lo-fi beat samples out of here and actually put them back into the other Roland sampler, the SP404, the XX. You know what I mean? Super cheesy ass sounds, God. And you can distort the hell out of them. That's pretty fucking sick, actually. You can... Oh, there's so much effects. So you choose the sample, and then you can turn on or off the effect for each kit. So it's not... I mean, like, you don't have to keep it all on global. You can kind of individually change stuff. Oh, fucking awesome, man. There's a house kit. Classic. Same exact sample there. Cool. So yeah, they give you some kits. I think how many? 25? A noise kit? They're like analog. Wow. I'm on kit 30 right now. A jazz kit. $33 kits, man. That's fucking sick. And I wonder if there's more banks than that, though. Huh, I wonder. Oh, yeah, if you don't save and you leave, you come back, it's totally gone. You have to save it before you change patterns. And these, you got to get used to these up here. It's hard to see, but these change your pattern. This is the cursor for in the menu, but I get these mixed up all the time, so it's hard to actually figure something out. All right, there's a quick spinning knob here, kind of telling you keyboard, brass, sequence sounds, lead sounds, bass, keyboard. There's like a piano. Really, really great sounds for this thing, you know? Kind of a Rode organ. EP piano. That, like after school special shit. Whirly. Claps. Organs. And I mean, you can go in here more over here and actually search around in this thing and really tweak these sounds. The only problem is there's not a lot of knobs on board that do something. So you really have to dig deep in here. But I'd rather dig deep in something that has more of a workflow. And, you know, besides, like I said, that one sampler, everything had to be inside of here. So there is a little bit of buttons that you have to press. It's kind of frustrating, but, you know, obviously you just, you don't know anything about it yet. So when you play it more and you check it out more, it'll become secondhand. I just did it again. That's Super Nintendo. Rock and roll racing. Super off-road. These are just like samples. 186 sounds? Gee. Just for oh, no. Really good sound though. That's good for like lo-fi beats tape stuff if you want to sample that again, and you can put some really cool effects on it. Wow. So yeah, man, I don't know. This thing is it's really cool. It didn't feel like I bought something shitty. You know what I mean? And this thing was I got it for $420 instead of $499 today. And they don't make a lot of these in red, actually. There's a red one, there's a white one, there's a black and red reversed, you know? But I like the red because, you know, me out there, you saw my streamer setup out there. It's all black and red. And yeah, so I don't know, guys. This is something that I brought this to my work. It's super lightweight. I can make beats at work when I'm on break. So here's the analog synth part of it. You get just a flat wave, and then you can kind of shape it. Saw wave, or no, it's a square wave. And there's a sub oscillator. So there's no ADSR on board. That's when you have to go in here. The attack, sustain, release, stuff like that. And it's kind of frustrating. That's the only frustrating thing about this is... And you also can't just mute drums. Like, you have to actually... There is no way to really mute them. You have to, like, turn the cutoff down or, like, the amp down after you, like, hit it. Like, if I do a drum... That's the only way, see? Oops, sorry about your ears. There's no real way to, like, mute it. Not that I know of. I mean, I did watch some old YouTube stuff. Maybe this firmware. Which is funny. This thing shipped with the newest firmware. And that's usually not the case, you know? because this thing was out a long time ago, and I can't believe. I hope it's new because I've never seen, like, I got a sheet for the 1.50 update or how to do it, and I checked the date on here. I checked what firmware, and it's 5.1. So that never really happens, actually. That's really crazy. The sound on here is really good, though. Let's fuck around with some more strings here. You know, this is for something you want to sit down really quickly, do a loop for something, and not have to work so hard for it. You know, this is what this thing is for. This isn't a professional keyboard. This is like somebody who's starting out or something that doesn't even really know anything about stuff like this, and they want to try to find something that's easy to kind of learn from. And if you're already a pro, this is even cooler because you can actually like understand all this stuff, you know, and you can manipulate it in that way. So like it's a win-win. I mean, I gotta say, like, people hate this fucking thing because they're like, oh, it's a cheap toy, it's not really a good workstation, you know, and stuff like that. But you just gotta see it as what it's for. You can't just always look for the best gear to make the best kind of loops that you need, you know what I mean? You just kind of have to also check out some other stuff. I also have something coming called the Novation Circuit, which is basically just a square grid box. It's like a groove box, but there's no keys. You can hook up keys to it, but you write all your songs and your synth tracks by pressing pads, like a sampler. There's rows of pads, and super complicated though there's such a curve, you know, to like learn on that thing, which I've literally had to watch YouTube videos for 2 weeks straight, and I'm still kind of like, huh? So that's gonna be here, and I mean, yeah, I don't know. This thing just you know, this fucking company just knows how to produce something that is sit down, chill, and find something out. And this whole thing is about exploring. Like, you get lost in it, and that's when you know it's a good synth or not. It's not like stiff or anything like that. You know, you can just sit down here, start to turn some knobs. And I think you can also download an app where you can make your own patches and dump them back on here. Both pieces of gear that I have now, and the Circuit also, the one I was just talking about, they have their own. It's by a company called, it's like Isotonic or something, but they have this really cool app. You got to see this thing, but you can basically make your own patches on it and then dump them back on there. Also, the Circuit now is able to put samples into it, but they're in mono, which is not a big deal when you think about it, but I don't know, I just don't understand why we can't get stereo samples in all these pieces of gear that have just come out. And if we do, it takes up so much RAM, they can't hit them all at the same time, or, you know, it takes up 2 pads. I don't know what we have to do to get people to just make gear with RAM in it that doesn't have to have those kind of, like, limitations. I don't know. It's fucking frustrating because I really want to just start loading up these little pieces of gear with like lo-fi beat stuff. And see, that's why the Roland, the SP404A, is still, it wins, man. It wins. It's not, it's, again, it's supposed to be a toy sampler, but look at the culture behind the beat stuff with those things. Man, it is in high demand right now. It's a movement. Like, there's people that basically build albums on those things, and that they're not really meant to do that. It was meant to be like a quick sampler. You just throw some samples down if you're doing a podcast or like a radio show, and these kids have found a way to really manipulate those, and it's everything you hear. Like, they use those things. It has this one effect on it that makes it sound like a warped tape or like a warped vinyl, and it puts crackle on it, like fuzz and noise. And that's the popularity technique in these lo-fi beat tape sounds that you hear like online. If you type in that into YouTube, actually, you know what? One is completely. I'll show you one that I liked. If you go to YouTube, type in this "You and Me," just like letter U, N, you know, like you and me, @ the end of time. And the person who made that is called stream_error. You and me at the end of time. I wish I can kind of show you this. It's super hard to see. Oh my god, it's super hard to see. Yeah, that's an example of what that sampler does over here. And I have one sitting over here. I think I showed you guys that. But that's kind of what people are doing now. Roland really is coming back for me. Like, there was a time where I hit a wall with them where they kind of just produce the same thing over and over again, which, you know, obviously, like, every company does. So I went to Korg for a bit, and now Korg is the one that's kind of pissing me off. Korg is just not really laying it down for me. I just bought these 2 USB controllers, the Nano Studio ones. They're Bluetooth for like an iPad. So if you have an iPad, you don't have to have any cords. It just floats, which is awesome. And you have your fucking AirPods, and you just don't have. You're just floating around with your iPad, and you're not, you know, there's no cords tying you down or anything. And so it's totally insane. Like, thank you, honey. No, dummy, you can't have one of these. Go on, buddy. Go on. Dog wants one of these. Go on. But yeah, I mean, but they just feel like shit, and there's such a latency problem. I can't tell you how bad it is. Like, it's almost like you can't even make beats with those things, because when you hit the pad, the sound doesn't come for like half a second, and you try to fix the latency, you try to do all stuff, it doesn't even fucking matter, man. So. There's so many different types of sounds. This is something you would kind of find on like a Alesis type synthesizer where it's just a bunch of factory sets, you know. But I just like that it's also a workstation. Now I have the Roland, what's it called, Gaia or something as well, and that thing is only a synth. Like, there's no drums, you can't sequence any tracks. I love that thing, but I just wish it had this kind of attached to it. You know what I mean? But that's a whole separate story there. Yeah. There's a lot of fucking strings. A lot of them. So cool. So much fun, guys, I'm telling you. My wife brought me some Cinnabon snacks. I don't want to get my keys, though, full of crap with my fingers, so I'm going to set that down. Let me kind of see here. Oh, I lost YouTube, so if you guys are trying to type me, I'm sorry. I can't. I'm trying to get back to it really, really quickly here. Okay. God damn, this thing's cool. Brass? Synth brass. Effects. classic Vox. Art of Fighting. I love shit like this. Very like Streets of Rage too. Who the fuck uses this? It's so terrible. That's it. There's a lot. There's a lot, man. There's a lot. There's already crap on my keyboard. Damn it. You gotta take a little wipey cloth here and make sure you... I mean, yeah, it's still pretty expensive. What's sequence? Sequence are meant for, like, the ARPs. Change the ARP in here too. If you fuck around in here, you can actually change the way the ARP is. I think right now on default it's just straight up and down. A lot of sounds sounded the same, but you know, that's fine. I mean, like I said, if you try to think this thing is for something else, it's really not. This thing is just for loops. Like, yeah. And, yeah, it's just something about going back to a piece of gear, man. I mean, I have fucking hundreds of software programs and sounds that I've made and all that, but you just gotta sit down and you get, like, just overwhelmed. You're like, you don't know kind of where to start sometimes because you have so much. It's not that easy, you know. You're like, well, I have 4,000 kick drums. Like, seriously, I have folders of kits I haven't even heard yet, and I've had for years. Like, I'm not caught up to that folder, you know, yet. You know what I mean? And I think it's just too much. Like, you can't seriously go through 10,000 fucking kick drums. You know, you can try to, but sometimes you have to just face what you have and get down on that. That's right, hold on. Gotta change the length. Let's see here. Let's go to menu. Oh, it remembers where you were too. That's kind of nice. Jeez, that's really nice. so you can see it's off. So. There we go. Oops. I don't know how to shift banks though. Like I can't see, like this shows. I can't If you want to hear some of the ones that came with it, I'll show you more kind of what... I'm just not doing anything good right now. But I'll show you what these things came with, and it's actually pretty fun. If you hold shift, you can skip in tens. Check out some of these sounds. Find the drum and bass ones. Here we go. What the hell? Just go to drum and bass. Really? It's having a problem here. It won't stay on the same pattern, huh? Weird. Anyway, guys, I'm probably gonna cut this stream short. Just kind of want to show you this thing, guys. That's cool, man. Yeah. Yes, I'll be back. I'll show you guys the other piece of gear that I get. It's supposed to be here tomorrow, so. All right, guys, I'm gonna cut this short and all that jazz. Thank you, guys. See ya. Bye.